Another hot one. Shit up.
Hello everybody, welcome along to round 2 of the Adrenaline GT3 Championship, our Tuesday night flagship series. I am of course your host as always, Isaac Fogarty, and joining me in the booth this evening, usually I'd have two people alongside me, only got the one this evening, it's Mr. Max Silver. Good evening, Max.
Hello, thanks for having me. And fortunately, you have the better of the two. You have the one and only Max Silver, humble as always. But no, on the more serious, very happy to be here. Can't wait. I love this track. One of my favorites. Super tricky. Will be extremely fun to watch.
Oh, this track is very technical, very challenging, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Obviously, as you mentioned, apparently I'm not gonna pick sides here, but the better of the two co-commentators. There's no Matt Donetti, Mr. Pro-Am. There's no Mr. Pro-Am this week. He is not feeling very well, and we wish him the best in recovery. Hopefully he feels better soon, and we'll see him back for next week. But until then, we do have the pleasure of Mr. Max Silver, one of the former Division 2 drivers here at AGT GT7. And I don't think you've had any bad experiences at this track, so hopefully it'll be an enjoyable watch for you tonight, Max. But speaking of the track, let's have a look at where we are. We are at Dragon Trail Gardens this evening. The reverse layout, in fact, 4.35 kilometres, 14 corners, 24-lap race lays ahead of us. 104 kilometres for our drivers and a required tyre type of medium. Despite him being unwell, Matt Donetti has still given me notes on this track, places to wash out for. So the last corner, turn 14, it's a very long sweeping corner, very easy to wash wide onto the grass if you have a bit of front end push. And then the sausage curbs in the chicane through 11, 12 and 13, that can catch some drivers out. So be very careful, keep a very close eye on drivers as they go through there, because I have a feeling we're going to see quite a few drivers fall victim to that. And then the first corner as well, first two corners actually, the double apex is tricky, and then the triple apex down through 3, 4, 5, and even 6. That's going to be a very tricky corner as well. Max, any parts of the circuit here you're looking forward to seeing our drivers tackle this evening?
Oh yeah, I think that turn to 6 complex is super tricky. It's very hard. Picking your right time to get in the brakes, turn it in, keep turning. It goes on for so long, that corner, and then accelerating at the right time is so difficult, because it'll set you up for the next corner, 7 and 8, which is another very tricky corner. Bit of undulation there as well, so you have to be very careful. And as the tyres wear, these corners only get harder and harder and harder. So expect that at the turn to 3 to 6 complex, and especially turn 14 as well as the tyres wear. It's going to be very tricky. It's a very tough track.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we'll keep a close eye on it. About 20 laps worth of fuel they reckon we'll get on a tank this evening, and the mediums will go for the entire tank. So they do have to run the mediums, so we'll probably see mediums to maybe softs. We'll see what happens in this race. So let's have a look first. It's going to be Division 3 up first tonight. So Division 2 and Division 1 lay ahead. I'm going to start proceedings off with Division 3. Here are your qualifying results. So Madrick lines up on pole, followed by Beat 43210. And Oz Tomo in third, the fill-in for FR Racing tonight. Prometheus lines up in fourth. B. Purton in fifth. Great qualifying from him. Corius in sixth. Alba, seventh. Unchained Chief in eighth. Piston, ninth. Tristan Mason rounds out the top 10. And then we got Muzzy in 11th. HG Renegade, 12th. Heartstopper, 13th. Rusty, 14th. VRL Fish McFlurry, what a name that is, in 15th. And then BC Bond down the back in 16th. Max, does anyone stand out to you in this qualifying session?
Well, Madrick has put an absolute storm of a lap in there. He's put 7/10 on the second best car of Beat. That is a huge lap, a massive statement. If he can have that pace in the race, I don't think there's going to be much challenging for the top spot there. I don't want to curse him. I don't want to do that. I've done enough of that already this season. But no, that's a very, very strong lap. And bit of a shout to Fish McFlurry. I am a fan. That is a fantastic name. That is that's the Mona Lisa of PlayStation names. That's beautiful.
I don't know if I'd like to try Fish McFlurry, but I do think the name is quite a good name. So we'll put him down as one of the top names in the disc or in the server going around at the moment. But yeah, we'll keep a very close eye. Madrick got a lot of pace, obviously about 6-7 tenths between himself and the next closest car. So he is very quick around here. So we should expect to see him perform well. But let's waste no more time. The cars are lining up ready to go. So we'll go down to the start to watch these cars get underway for Division 3. Here we are. Cars are on the circuit, ready to go. We have a green flag. We are away, and our pole sitter gets off to a great start here in Dragon Trail Gardens. The run down to turn 1, a very heavy braking zone for the first time. Cold tyres, cold brakes. Looks like everyone's making it through okay, though. No major issues so far for our drivers. Everyone nice and clean. We've got HC Renegade having a bit of a look here. We've got a car on the grass already. Who is that in the background going loose? Trying to see, it is Rusty facing the wrong way. So the number 19 car already off to a difficult start here. Didn't even make it through turn 2 before he was unsettled. But still is Madrick leading the way off to a strong start here at Dragon Trail Gardens. And then Beat is sitting in second, having a little look. They run up the hill towards the hairpin for the first time. But what a start to this race. A great start, it should be said, for B. Purton. And our pole sitter as well, still leading the way, Max, as we get underway here.
Yeah, great job from Madrick. He's done just enough. He's got a Beat very hot in his tail here. He's looking to get aggressive very early. I think I saw everyone in the mediums as Beat is getting close. He's going to try from the outside, not quite. He's going to stick behind and just try to play it safe through here. You should get a very large toe going down to turn 1. Got to be careful of those curbs. As Matt Donatus' notes said, they are very, very tricky. Unsettle the car massively, which is the last thing you want heading onto a long straight such as this. Yeah, super unfortunate for Rusty. Started 14th, already dropped down to 16th, and is a long way behind. You can see the track map there. But if he can just make it the next few laps, he might be able to fill up the car with fuel. As Beat goes down the inside, he's going to get really aggressive here, try to take the lead at the very start of this race. Madrick isn't going to defend too hard. He's willing to just not lose too much time and just get into their own rhythm. It's probably the smartest thing to do. Very good racing from these top guys.
Yeah, very clean move up the inside into turn 1. And now Oz Tomo coming under pressure from Ben Purton as they run down towards turn 3. Sweeps around the outside. The Hedges Electrical PHE Ferrari. And he gets himself up into the podium places. Still very early in this race. But a great move, a very aggressive move from Ben Purton to get himself up the grid. But it is now Beat leading the way on lap 2 from Madrick. He knows he's got a lot of time though, Madrick. And that flash of the lights there for Beatty was very excited to get himself into the lead of the race. But now it looks like Prometheus is going to have a little look up the inside into the hairpin. And it could be another position loss for Oztomo, and it is a great move from the CP Motorsports driver. They're still side by side as they come out of the hairpin on the rundown to turn, I think this is turn 11 now. And Prometheus still holding the inside. These guys still side by side on the run into the hairpin. You have to be very careful through here across the curbs. You do not want to come unstuck. And a half-second penalty for Prometheus as well for cutting the track. And he's going to have to serve that almost immediately, so that will hand the place back to Oztomo. It's all happening here, Max. And those curves, the chicane, is starting to take its first victims already.
They are brutal curves, aren't they? I think he just, at the very first apex, cut the corner a bit too much, got that half-second penalty. Unfortunate, long race ahead. No, not a real biggie. Just get back into his groove, he'll be completely fine. He will have Oztomo for company immediately, though. But yeah. Strong start for these races. Very clean so far. I've been impressed. It's been good to watch.
Yeah, it's certainly been really good to watch so far. There's still some jostling going on further back in the pack. HC Renegade and Tristan Mason are going side by side on the run down towards turn 3. And that's going to go the way of HC Renegade on this occasion. And he holds on as we cut back to our leaders out in front. It's Beat leading the way now. Started in second place, I believe, in this race. So started in a fairly strong position and is performing well in that Ferrari. Likes the track around here. First and third at the moment. Ferrari. Beat's got the lights going on the run out of the hairpin and doing a great job at the moment. Obviously, this is still only the second race of the season, so there's a long way to go before we get close to the end. But there's some big names that are making moves for the championship. Oh, very loose from Madrick in the background, and you can see that's going to cost him time. You can see he just caught a little bit too much of the curb there and unsettled the car. That's Beat around as well, so that's our race leader facing the wrong way. And Ben Purton, he's going to do a Stephen Bradbury and come through to lead the whole thing.
How has that happened? Magic's got the slipstream. He's going to try to take it back immediately if he can. This is insane. The leader spun, but only dropped back to third. How often do you see that? Magic around the outside, heavy on the brakes. The Ferrari is great on the brakes, as you'd expect. Magic, oh, can't quite get it in. Prometheus has got Beat as well, so Beat dropped down to fourth place in this. Oh, in one straight. How insane is that? What a turn of events. Oh my. Almost wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, like, wow, man, I don't even know what to say. It's all happening. Division 3 never ceases to amaze me with the some of the things they can do. And, you know, they spin and you're still sitting in fourth place. So that's a pretty strong opportunity for him to come back through this field. We know he has the pace. And look at how close this top 5, even top 6 are at the moment. Pretty much inseparable as they come down towards the hairpin. Alba having a little bit of a look in the background at Unchained Chief, the other PAG sports car that is running in this race. Both running Ferraris in Division 3, the two, or Team PAG. And we'll look down the field now. Corius in 8th. HC Renegade up to 9th now off the start. Was in 12th place, or qualified in 12th place, I should say, but found his way up to 9th, so a strong start for him. BC Bond as well, started last in this race, Max, and is up to 12th, so he's capitalising early.
There's been some big movers here. Hopefully my boy Fish McFlurry can start making his way up the field too. But this is incredible. Oh, I thought it was Fish McFlurry had a heart attack. Renegade with a bit of a trip into the gravel there, but yeah, only lap 4. I think he's got a lot of pace in that car, as we've been able to see, and he's going to come into the pits anyway. So he was on the softs actually, and we do know that the mediums can make it to the end on one tanker field. So not horrible actually, not a horrible situation to be in. You look out for him come the end of the race. It's been that the top 7 of this race are so tightly contested. Like that's maybe like the closest I've seen any race in a very long time. Maybe I've just got very short memory, but this is incredible. The top 7 in a straight were like nose to tail. Look at them. Like that is just amazing. And until Beat had his little moment, how entertaining was watching him drive. He was flashing lights everywhere, get the tail loose. Just it's Div 3 is just so cool to watch, isn't it? It's just never a lack of entertainment, Isaac.
No, there is never a lack of entertainment when you come down to Division 3. There's always something going on. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, there's sometimes nothing going on, but for the most part, it's always highly entertaining. Prometheus has found his way past Madrick as well, so he's on a bit of a charge at the moment on those medium tyres. He's putting in some fairly solid laps. Beaton has the fastest lap of the race as he does a bit of a smoke screen in the background. 35-1 on the previous lap for Purton. What will he do this time around? He crosses the line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crosses the line for 34.4. And Prometheus did a 34.6. So Purton is still slightly faster at the moment. Madrick just did a 34.9. You can see the lights going for Ben Purton. I'm pretty sure that's not on purpose. That might be... Oh, Prometheus is loose! He's loose! Oh my goodness. Where is he? He's caught it. He has saved it. He's only lost a position. But that outside curb on the exit of turn 1, I don't remember seeing that in Matt Zanetti's notes, but that seems to be the hot spot at the moment.
Isn't it? Isn't it just? He didn't get any damage from that. I'm not sure if he clipped the wall. I didn't see close enough. I was not quite looking at it, to be honest. That caught me by surprise. But he another lucky survivor with these incidents. We've had a 360 for style points, I guess, from Mr. Beat. Prometheus has gone for a little trip, and they've all come out pretty unscathed. It's oh my. What do you have to say about that? Like this? Oh.
Yeah, it's I don't really know what to say. There's been too much happening as this is now Beat back in 6th, so he's had an issue as well, and now finds himself back in 6th place, battling with Oz Tomo, the FR Racing fill-in, and he can't find his way past on this occasion, so he is struggling at the moment. Beat 4-3-2-1-0, and this has not been the race start that he would have wanted to get off to after leading earlier in the piece. So this is probably very frustrating, I would imagine, for the CP Motorsports driver. And now he's under pressure from Alba on the run down towards turn 1. He's got the slipstream. Looks like he's going to get the job done. Heavy on the brakes, but he has pulled it up in the number 10 Porsche with his name and the Scottish flag adorned. Oh, and that is Unchained Chief facing the wrong way as well. And I believe that is another victim of the curb on the exit of turn 2. And there is yellow flags waving as we get back underway again. And now he drops down to 8th place, not too far behind Tristan Mason, and has to carry front left-hand damage, Max.
You almost can't blink, can you? It's just blink and another thing happens. You just, oh, you don't want to miss any of it. He's lost 6 seconds because of that, and the damage too. He's on the medium, so I don't... he could probably pick for another set of mediums to get to the end, for sure, actually. So, yeah, it's so unfortunate. He was in such a good position. And to touch on Beat, he's... Until Madrick got the fastest lap just recently, he had the fastest lap. It's only consistency where he's lacking. He absolutely has the pace to win this race. Like, he is very, very quick. I think his fastest lap is half a tenth behind Madrick's actual fastest lap. So he has the pace. If he can just settle down, like we say, get in the groove, it's still early doors. He's got the pace to get past Albon. Maybe he can get past him and then just settle in. Just calm your farm and you'll be okay.
Yeah, then that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about getting into a rhythm, finding your pace, and it's so easy, especially for some of these drivers to get very hot-headed when something goes wrong and to start driving angry, and driving angry just usually creates more problems for you. So it's just important to keep that cool head.
For sure. I myself tend to get a bit, not hot-headed, but very panicky very quickly for almost no reason. So I do understand. I understand the need. You see the leaders, the people you want to be racing, pulling away slightly. You're not really sure why you're just dropping back, so you keep pushing, you make more mistakes, and it just snowballs. It's a snowball effect. But yeah, just keep your head straight, and everything will come to you. Pace at the end of a stint is everything. So yeah.
Yeah, well,
these two are just walking away from everyone.
I was about to say, speaking of pace, let's go and have a look at our 2 cars out the front. B. Purton, he's holding on at the moment over Madrick, who is the fastest car on track. Wasn't the fastest car on the previous lap, though. So things didn't quite go his way last time around. Was 4/10 slower than the man on your screen. But he is lapping fairly consistently in the 34s at the moment. ever since he did that, his personal best lap of the race on lap 5. He's spent most of the time in the 34s. We'll see what it is when he comes across the line this time around. This is the corner that we were told by Mr. Pro-Am himself, Matt Zanetti, to keep a very close eye on. It's super easy to wash wide there and come unstuck. And we saw a couple drivers do that, including HC Renegade early on in this race. But that is a 34.7 that lap, and is a 34.5 for Madrick. So 2/10 difference. You can see the light's just always going. I think, pretty sure he's got that light flashing button, Max, wired to his brake pedal.
I'm not sure what's going on there. It might just be like a automated, so it flicks every just few seconds to throw everyone else around him off. But it's quite funny to watch, isn't it? Yeah, Madrick is. Look how close he is now. He's caught up so much. Just in this little section here. This is what I'm talking about. It's corners 3 to 6 is such a technical section, and there is so much time to find here. And if he can get the run from here, the run at the hairpin at turn 10, if he can nail the braking, nail the power, he is in a very strong position to make a move. Going down towards those brutal sausage curbs.
Absolutely, he's very much lining himself up to make a move. There is also the potential of as these tyres continue to wear for him to try an undercut on Ben Burton, because he's clearly got the pace to do so. So there is that opportunity for him to do that, but he's lost a lot of time this lap sitting in behind that Ferrari. He was just up on his personal best first sector, so that meant he had the fastest first sector of the race so far, but then he's 6/10 down through the middle sector, so he's lost a fair bit of time, and it's clear that he has the pace to go quicker. He just needs to be let loose, but it's so difficult to overtake around here. Look at how much curb he's using on the exit there. Let's have a look further down the field. Alba and Oz Tomo are now going at it, 4th and 5th. Beaton has sort of dropped off the back here. You think that's just he's struggling for pace at the moment, or is it a bit tactical just to get himself back into that rhythm?
It might be just trying to find his rhythm. Maybe saving the tyres a bit. These guys will battle all race long, as they have been. So maybe if he can just preserve his tyres a bit more, and the race will come to him later. It could be a very strong position to put himself into later. Just even to save a bit of fuel, so then your pit stop can be maybe a few seconds shorter. So there's a lot of things that could be happening here. I do believe Beat is one of the faster cars on track. So if anyone's dropping back tactically, I think it might be Beat. So he's I was about to say something, but I don't want to curse him. I've done too much of that, so I'll leave it at that. But no, I definitely think he's got a lot of pace in that Ferrari. That he please don't spin. Thank you. Well, I thought I almost cursed him instantly. I'm having a heart attack.
Oh, there's the penalty.
No.
You have cursed him. What have you done, Max? It strikes
Sorry.
again.
I'm so
now
sorry.
that'll open him up to fall victim to Corius behind. He's actually quite close, so this could be a positional loss. And the Max curse strikes again. We have learnt though, you're cursing in the past as well. You cursed, I believe it was K-Dot on Sunday, and then we'll have to see how his race goes in a while. But I believe you're just cursing people left, right, and center at the moment.
It's not intentional, I promise. Unless there's no, it's not intentional at all. I have, I can't disclose anything. I have not made any deals. I 90% promise, but it's not intentional. I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry to everybody. I'm so sorry. I cursed at least 1 billion people last round. I cursed people at Daytona. It's not intentional. I want to start a clean slate here. If I curse a Defy driver, it might be the end of me. I've had to sign a contract to that team. I've had to sign a contract. I cannot curse a Defy driver, otherwise horrible repercussions will occur. So
Well,
I'm trying to behave as much as I can. So,
if Prevails is watching, we're gonna make sure he talks about your drivers as much as possible. No, just kidding. We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't make you breach contract. But I will happily talk about Defy drivers. This man on your screen at the moment, because I usually touch wood, don't curse drivers that often, not as often as you do anyway. But he is showing some real pace. But he's struggled on the last lap, though, 35.5. Both drivers doing 35.5s, and I think that's just a testament to how difficult it is to overtake at this circuit if you don't get the run out of the key corners. Because Madrick, we know he has the pace to be a lot faster than what he's currently doing, but he's just stuck behind Ben Purton at the moment.
Yeah, he seems to be. He seems to catch up a lot in these straights. With that, Nissan's a very strong straight line car. I'm not so sure what the Ferrari's like. I can't imagine it's anywhere near as strong as a Nissan. But in the second sector, pretty much from turn 3 to turn 10, the Ferrari, I would assume, has very much got the overall performance to break away a bit there. So it's like a tip for tat, I believe, is the saying, where it's back and forth a lot. You see Magical catch up heaps here. Oh, heavy on the brakes. Oh, he's gone wide. He's braked too late. Just clipped the AstroTurf on the outside, and that's just shipped the car wide. He'll try to keep it back on track. Shouldn't lose a position, but that's a very, very lucky escape there. And this is a section where the Ferrari pulls away as well, so it's a bit of a double blow here. But it shows you how much he's pushing to try and make up for maybe the car's deficit in these tighter sections, and he'll have Prometheus for company now. So we'll have to see how that one plays out, Isaac.
Yeah, he's falling back into the clutches of a man that has been pretty quick in the last few laps. Been pretty quick all race, actually. And he is no stranger to getting aggressive with those cars in front of him. So we'll see what happens now for Madrick. He might have to think about stopping and splitting this race 50-50 with as we now reach what will be the halfway point of the race when our drivers cross the line. But we'll do a quick check-in while we do that of how our field looks at the moment. He's got the indicator on, does Ben Purton, which maybe tells me he's coming in this lap. Let's have a look. And he's sticking to the left, and he is. So Ben Purton, your race leader, is in, leaving Madrick out. And I'm interested to see now what sort of lap times he can do now that he's been unleashed with no Ferrari in front of him. And it means that Madrick now leads the way from Prometheus, from Oz Tomo, from Alba in fourth. Corius has now, Corius has now gotten past Beat 43210 and is now in fifth. Beat is sixth. Tristan Mason up into 7th place, then Muzzy is in 8th. Ben Purton back out on the circuit now, got enough fuel to go to the end, and he'll sit in 9th place, but the first of our key front runners to stop. VRL Fish McFlurry, your favourite driver in the field, Max, he's sitting in 10th place. Heartstopper just come out of the lane back into 11th place. BC Bond in 12th, Unchained Chief 13th. HC Renegade 14th, Rusty 15th, and we have had one retirement who I believe is Piston. So Piston has unfortunately retired from this race. But let's go back to our race leaders now. And as I was mentioning earlier, Max, I'm just curious to see what his lap time. He's only 6/10 down on his best time, so looking like he's going to be sitting well within the 34s.
This will be a crucial in-lap if it is an in-lap here. It could be very interesting to see how this strategy plays out, because he could potentially push and maybe try for a risky soft to the end of the race. Would be risky, but I've seen stranger things. We'll see what he does here. This is a crucial in-lap. Not an in-lap, I lie. But these are very crucial laps for the top two here, Prometheus and Madrick. If they can just punch in these really strong laps, even if they don't jump, sorry, I've gone blank. If they don't jump the Ferrari man, for the pit stops, I forgot the name. I'm so sorry. I've gone blank. Purton. If they don't jump Purton with the overcut, as long as they can just be close behind, they'll have lighter fuel ideally, and they'll have fresher tires. And your tires ideally would wear less on a lower tank. So if they can just be close, then that would be a job well done for this first stint, because they should have the advantage for the home stretch. But this will be very vital for Madrick to just set in the lap times here, just keep punching them in, and as soon as you notice a really big deficit in your tire life, then come into the pits, just commit, and hope for the best. Really, hope that Purton hasn't done some amazing laps and just absolutely gapped you. But yeah, this should be very interesting.
Yeah, well, we'll keep a very close eye on it. We'll see what he can do in terms of lap times. He did a 37.6 for his out lap, so we'll see what it looks like when he crosses the line, what sort of lap times he's doing. But Madrick at the moment is looking relatively strong. A little bit of a lock up there into the chicane, which you can just see how hard he is pushing to try and find lap time. And that is the man who has stopped first in this race. You said you've seen stranger things than going softs for a long time. We'll see what happens when he comes. Easy Cut now comes in for his in-lap. But if you've seen Stranger Things, Max, I'll need a review of that show, because I've heard it's quite good. but Prometheus now inherits the race lead. And the question for me, though, is I'm going to follow this man with the tyres going on, because where we come out in relation to Ben Purton. Where is Ben Purton? Have a look. He's coming through the final corner now. Fuel is going in for Madrick. Fuel has gone in for Madrick. He is back out on the circuit on soft tyres. So you've made a prediction, said it would be a bold call to do so, and that's exactly what he's done.
That's a very bold call. I'm not sure if the softs will make it to the end here, but if they do, the tyre wear, like I did say, does wear less when the fuel tank is lower. So this could be a massive strategic call. This could be a race. I'm not going to say that, actually. I won't. I can't curse anyone.
No curses.
This could be a call of all time. But Purton, he's gone for the mediums, the more standard strategy. He will be very consistent toward the end. Magic will need to take very good advantage of these tyres early on and try to build up as big of a gap as possible before the pretty much inevitable drop-off that these tyres will suffer. So it's very interesting. It definitely spices the race up. Be good to see what Prometheus will do as well, because I expect him to stop very shortly, assuming he's got a lot of tyre wear.
Well, we're being told in the Matthew Donetti data center that the soft tyres will last about 8 to 10 laps, and they'll begin to fall away for about 4 to 6 laps in. So that's very driver dependent. So it will depend on how he looks after these tyres, I guess. But Prometheus is now in the lane as well, so we're going to get an idea of what tyres he's going to go to and what the end of his race might look like. Still going in. See here what comes of this. Fuel, 52 litres on board for the Mercedes. Sticks with the soft tyre, so he is going to the softs. And he has not jumped Ben Purton or Oz Tomo, who's also on the softs. So Ben Purton is actually surrounded by soft tyre runners at the moment. And your man, VRL Fish McFlurry, not yet to pit in this race, but up to 7th. So stop the count.
McFlurry, you've done it again. Not that I've seen your race ever, but no, good performance so far. He's up a lot of places. I believe he qualified 15th, so currently in 7th. He's had a very quiet but very, very solid race. Look at the front left tyre, by the way, as he's having a huge wiggle out of turn 6. His tyres are struggling. I expect him to pit very shortly. Maybe onto the softs. We're seeing a lot of soft tyre runners, as Beat is right up behind him now. He will want to get past as soon as possible on those fresh softs. He is having a tough time handling that Ferrari. I assume the tyres must be pretty cold, but always going for a move down the inside, late in the brakes, cuts the apex, and he'll just try to shut him off from the exit, and that's the job well done. He should just pull away now with these very, very fresh softs, and Fish, McFlurry, my goat, should be looking to pit very shortly.
I would say so. I don't think I'd be lasting too much longer on these mediums, but that was a very good piece of racing between those two. Oh, big air up on the inside curve there for Corius in the background. But nice presence of mind there for VRL Fish McFlurry, just to sort of stay to the outside while Beat made that dive bomb. So it was great racing between those two, as Muzzy now is into the lane for his stop. And there you go, VRL Fish McFlurry will come into the pits to serve his stop now. Prometheus sitting in 5th, still behind. Oh, we've got 3 cars battling here. This is Rusty's. This is a lap down car. So not really a car that should be inserting himself in a battle like this. And these drivers will be on the radio saying, it's blue flags, get out of the way, get out of the way. And he's still holding the inside into the triple apex corner. But now Prometheus is by, and that would have cost Oztomo and Prometheus a little bit of time, because Rusty didn't really make that easy on them to get by.
That was a bit cheeky from Rusty. He's had a tough race. I believe he was the one that had to spin on lap 1, which is super unfortunate. He might have just been a bit hot under the helmet, which is completely understandable. We've all been there. It's not fun to be caught up in an early incident. So, but these two will look to just nail down the laps now. That's yeah, they'll hopefully, ideally, they'll like to work together. Maybe they'll battle. I don't know what Prometheus is thinking, but it's still, you got a long time left in this stint. As Prometheus is not looking to work as a team, he is looking to make that dominant move down the inside, and he gets it done well before the apex. Very strong move, and job well done. And oh my gosh,
oh my gosh, very loose on the exit there, Prometheus. You can almost go back to bite him. I think that bold move. Didn't want to
Almost
work
did.
together. Well, your car's going to step out on you and move away. But Alba is also in the lane. He now exits the pit lane onto soft tyres. And he will, he's going to insert himself right into this battle. Oh, Prometheus almost just turned in on him there. And it was almost disastrous for both of those drivers. And now we have a three-way fight for the back of the podium. Prometheus flashing the lights, clearly not happy, but not much Alba could have done there. He wasn't just going to move out of the way and say, no, after you, please, sir. He had every right to be there. And Prometheus, very late realization that there was a car there, and he probably couldn't have turned in the way he wanted to.
Absolutely not, but now we have a very spicy battle for the bottom step of the podium. A P3 for round 2 would... everyone wants an early doors podium, so they'll be fighting tooth and nail ideally for this. But Albert seemed to have a lot of pace immediately out the pit box. He seemed to have already extend that gap slightly, so he's looking very, very quick, and he might even potentially, if the top 2 battle, which they do seem quite far away, Madrick has seemed to make quite a large gap actually looking at the minimap, so he's punching in those very strong laps ahead of the potential soft tyre deficit at the end. But he has a potential to push that Porsche up to the back of B. Pertin and fight for second place. So he's looking very, very quick. And Prometheus and Tomo, they will look to, I believe, battle to the end of this race. But it's looking for a very interesting podium fight at the end of this race, Isaac.
It's looking like we're going to get a nice little podium back end of the podium battle all the way to the end of this race between these 3 drivers. Alba's starting to find a little bit of a gap now, and he's also starting to reel in Pertin on those medium tyres. So I don't think this is done quite yet. And do not count out this man on your screen. He's just on a 33.3 on the previous lap. So he is putting the hammer down. Look at this slide, the power slide on the exit of turn 2. He is putting the power down to try and catch this group in front because he wants to get himself in the equation for a podium as well. He's saying, don't forget about me, guys. Remember, I've got pace, but it is Madrick that leads the way. He did a 32.8 for the fastest lap of the race, 33.4 on the previous lap. So not slow by any stretch of the imagination. And Pertin, he's sat very consistently, actually, ever since he stopped in the 34. So he has been with, a very late move there from Prometheus. Has a look up the inside. But I was just going to make mention, it's been very consistent for Pertin, and that's what he needs. Probably needs to put the hammer down a little bit now, but just consistency and keeping it tidy will serve him well.
I think he'll have to find a bit more time, but he is doing very consistent laps, so it's been a good stint so far. I didn't expect the softs to hold on so well. Just looking at the tyre wear of some of these drivers, it doesn't seem so bad as look how much Albert catches up in that twisty section. Such a technical section. It's a one line for the whole thing, and this is a very tough one. The soft should gain a lot of time through here, just with how tough it is and how early you want to get on the power. Now Albert's going to have a big run down. I'll toss over to you, Isaac, for this.
Yeah, here we go. They're going side by side on the run down towards turn 1. Pertin and Alba. Alba's going to try and go around the outside, but Pertin has the clear track position. Switch back from Alba, though, into turn 2. Gets himself back up the inside, and Pertin's not done yet. He gets a nicer drive, I would think, off the corner in the slipstream. Now having a look up the inside on the run to turn 3. Alba will have the superior grip though, and he does hold out. Runs wide on exit. This will invite Prometheus into the equation here. Has a little sniff up the inside through the 3rd phase of that double apex corner. Loose on the curb. Look at the air the Ferrari got just then. And that was a nice little rally stage for Ben Pertin there. Hearty and mouth stuff, I am sure. But Alba moves up to 2nd after a brilliant battle between himself and Pertin. And Pertin now has to continue looking in the rear mirrors with a very hard charging Prometheus behind.
That was an incredible move from Alba. The switchback, that was so cleanly done. And Pertin almost got the job done too, again with the eggs there. I think he aimed for the double switchback of that corner. That was so cool to watch. Prometheus right up behind him now into this section. It might be a take 2 of the exact same thing, just one lap later for poor old Pertin here, who seems to be just struggling on these harder compounded tyre, which is just very unfortunate. It did seem like the right strategy called to me, so I assume he thought the same too, but that's quite unfortunate as Prometheus is showing a lot of pace here. He will look to, if he can get the slipstream, to make a charge down to turn 1 again.
Well, we are moving into a phase now. If you notice the tyre wear on Pertin and the tyre wear on Prometheus, it's starting to fall away, that soft tyre, and wear more than the medium is. So this could start to come back towards Purton's favour as we get towards the end of this race. 4 laps to go, 3 when we cross the start-finish line. Beat is now starting to close even more on Oz Tomo in front. So that man on your screen doing 33s quite consistently. 33.7, 33.3, 33.9 and a 33.4. So he is pushing and he's 4 tenths up on his best time, which is ridiculous because his best time is a 33.3. So based on projections just in that first sector alone, he's on for a 32.9.
He could be challenging for the fastest lap of the race on this 1 lap alone. And his softs seem to be, they're getting pretty worn as he's run wide. Oh, that is so unfortunate. He would have lost so much time there, but he does have a lot of pace. It's the same issue, it seems, as we talked about at the start of the race, just consistency for Beat. He seems to be a very, very quick driver, very, very quick at this track too. Yeah, he lost almost the better part of 4 tenths there. So unfortunate for him, but he has a lot of pace still, a lot of time to catch up, as Prometheus once again is all over the back of Mr. Purton in the Ferrari.
He lost 4 tenths, but he was still up on his best time, so he's not short of pace at the moment in that Ferrari. Look how much he's closed up to Oz Tomo just in this lap alone. And we now have 2 battles raging on. Prometheus sitting right behind Purton. He has a little look to the inside as we run towards turn 1, but he's not close enough. He has to think about it. He does have a look up the inside, but just the better drive for Purton as those tyres start to come back his way. And pushing really hard. He's beat a 33.6 on the previous lap compared to a 35 flat. So almost 1.5 seconds difference between Oz Tomo and on very worn. Look how worn those, especially that front left is. And Beatty's still got some fairly worn tyres, but not as much, so he still has pace left in them to give. Prometheus and Purton still going side by side. Inside curb usage for Purton. That's going to open up the opportunity for Prometheus to go past, and that will sacrifice the podium place for Purton, but it's not done yet. He has a little bit of a look on the exit, but he's not close enough. Will he be able to use those better tyres to the effect though? Beat has now gotten past Oz Tomo, so he's up into 5th place. Can set after this battle pack that is going on in front. Purton has to think about having a look at Max. It's all going on with 2 laps to go.
Isn't it just? B. Purton, he will look to be in the slipstream here coming up to turn 1 again. Doesn't matter how worn your tyres are, a slipstream is going to work just as good for anybody. So if he can get the slipstream, I don't doubt he's going to fire it down the inside and try to reclaim that podium place again. And how quick does Beat look? Beat is flying. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the fastest man on track just behind the likes of Madrick, who has just checked out. He is flying up front. As we see Beat put down the inside, laying the brakes. He's forced them both wide, and now Beat's going to try to take advantage of this. Prometheus back down to P4. Oh, Beat with a huge power slide out of that corner, as he seems to do every single lap. I absolutely love it. Style points are out there for him for sure. This is a very spicy battle. Maybe the mediums have just taken over as the dominant tyre now. We will see. Maybe I can't say that because Beat is absolutely rapid. He is so quick, so quick, and he wouldn't be surprised if he's going to try and make a move towards the end of this lap on the likes of Prometheus.
Well, it's I don't think any of these guys have done yet. A little bit of a push there from Beat on Prometheus. He's going to sweep around the outside of Purton, but Purton says, no, thank you. I will hold on for now. Beat says, all right, well, I'll have a crack then. The 2 CP drivers going to go side by side into the hairpin, and Beat will get the position. Yes, he does. Holds out. Oz Tomo, don't count him out of the equation yet. I'm rubbing my hands together at the prospect of the last lap. We could have 4 cars fighting for the podium. Purton, though, holds on for now into the chicane. It's then Beat, then Prometheus, then Oz Tomo, 3rd to 6th, and they're all probably within a couple seconds of each other in total, and definitely well within a second of each other apart. And look at Beat, he is ranging up onto the back of the PAG Ferrari now. Ferrari versus Ferrari, very loose on exit from Beat. Oh, he's still able to catch that. That is a huge slide from the CP Motorsports driver, and that has pretty much released Ben Purton now to just have a little bit of air, a little bit of breathing time, very wide on the exit. Can he catch it? No, he's loose. Oh, he's hit the wall. That's heavy contact with the wall. That is right rear damage. and that is going to allow Beat and Prometheus to go past, and we'll put Purton all the way back down to 5th. Here comes Tomo up the inside as well for 5th, and Purton has gone from the podium all the way back to 6th.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
and Tomo's off. It's all going on.
Oh my goodness, if it wasn't late at night, I would have been like Mark Webber at turn 1 Baku. I would have screamed so loudly. What is going on? Beat and Prometheus are now fighting for 3rd place. Oh my goodness, what has happened? The final lap of the race. This has been the craziest race. The man that did a 360 on, I believe, lap 2 is now fighting for P3.
Oh
my, don't script.
So
Oh my goodness.
Beat has caught wide, which means Prometheus is now side by side. It's both CP racing cars side by side on the run down to the chicane for the final time. Hopefully they can get this sorted out before we have to cut to the race leader. Oh, Beat sweeps around the outside into the chicane. He does hold on, and that is going to be a 3rd place, I think. Madrick is going to cross the line for Defy Motorsports to win this race. Alba will come 2nd, and Beat is going to hold on after spinning at the start of the race from the lead, falling all the way back to 9th. He comes home in 3rd place in an epic battle with Prometheus. B. Purton, despite the damage. Well, I was going to say, hold on. Tomo gets him on the line. B. Purton will have to settle for 6th. Corius in 7th. Tristan Mason comes home in 8th. And we'll jump over now to take a look at the full race results. What a race. What a race that was. And I think we're still trying to process. But let's have a look at our race results. So it was Madrick for Defy Motorsports that brought home the victory in that race. And a very well done to him. Alba will finish in 2nd. Beat just hangs on over Prometheus in what was an amazing last couple of laps there to beat his teammate Prometheus. And Tomo just on the line grabs Ben Purton. So something must have happened to Purton there out of the final corner, and he'll come home in 6th place. Corius in 7th. Tristan Mason in 8th. Unchained Chief 9th. Muzzy 10th. Heartstopper 11th. Your driver, your man, Max Silver. VRL Fish McFlurry comes home in 12th after starting 15th. HC Renegade 13th. BC Bond 14th after starting last. Rusty a lap down in 15th, and then Piston with the DNF. Whoa, I need to just have a breather for a minute there because that was some intense racing. What were your thoughts on that race, Max?
That might have been one of the craziest races I have ever seen anywhere. The man, he must have watched Verstappen Hungary highlights because if you remember a while ago, he did a 360 and came back to win the race. And what did Beat do? Didn't quite win the race, but he may as well have. He was so fast. Came back to a podium, by the way. What? If Hollywood scripted that, I'd say it's too unrealistic and I'd leave a downvote. But AGT seems to script it and I'm eating it up. Like,
Yeah.
that is just not quite... Yeah, that... Amazing.
Can confirm all of this is absolutely unscripted.
Yep.
We do not plan.
That's right.
We do not plan
That's
any of
right.
these races. Nothing about this. It's just the nature of Div 3. I feel that there's just constant action. Really, like there's always something happening. Someone's battling with someone, and it's part of the appeal of pretty much every single division here at AGTs. There's always something happening somewhere. But I've got to ask you, Max, I know there's a lot of options to choose from. Driver of the day. Now, we had a discussion in the commentator cohort earlier this week about doing a Driver of the Day award for each division at the end of the season. So all 3 of our votes, well, only 2 of us today, but all of our votes will individually go towards a driver, and the driver from each division with the most tally, or the most votes at the end of the season from us, will win something. We haven't decided what that is yet, but we'll give them something. So you've got to think very carefully now about who you pick for your driver of the day. So who have you got, and who have you decided?
And there are some really good shouts in this race, aren't there? I think I can't really give out anyone else except Beat. I've been pumping him up pretty much all race, and I think it's only fair I give it to him at the end. It'd be quite rude to hype him up and then kind of strip that away from him. But no, he has absolutely deserved it. He is that was one of the most entertaining drives I've ever seen. So yeah, Mr. Beat, you are my driver of the day.
I think I'm going to have to agree with you there. I'm definitely going to give my vote to Beat as well. So that marked that down as 2 for his tally. Because, yeah, that was an amazing race to be in the lead early after qualifying second. And then to spin, he definitely had the pace to win that race if he hadn't had the accident or the incident earlier on. So great to see him come back through and finish third in what was an absolutely epic battle between all 4 of those cars. I don't know if I breathed, probably definitely talked too quickly because there was so much happening. I was just struggling to keep up. But yeah, definitely mark me down as one for Beat for driver of the day. So there you go, Beat. That's 2 votes to your tally. So you officially have 2. You can put in great performances. So for the next round that we broadcast for Div 3, or the push for the other drivers to step up and put in some all the drivers today, I think, put in some really good performances. There was a lot of standouts, but definitely Beat has to be the one for me as well. Well, we are going to take a very short break, only about 5 minutes. And then we will be back for Division 1. So do not go anywhere. We will be right back with all the Division 1 action very shortly. Welcome back. We are ready, almost ready to go for Division 1 here. This is round 2 of the Adrenaline GT GT7 GT3 series. A lot of GTs in there. And of course, I am your host, Isaac Fogarty. A reminder, alongside me this evening, I have Max Silver. Max, we just had an absolutely electric race in Division 3. It was all happening right up until the end. Hopefully, we're going to see the same thing from Division 1 very shortly.
Hopefully we do see similar things, because that was so entertaining. The time just flew by. I blinked and we're on like lap 24, so that was an incredible race. I do expect these Div 1 guys to be very quick, nose to tail, no doubt, as they're all just so talented. So I expect a very, very strong race, and I cannot wait.
Me too. And they always tend to deliver because they're the highest division that we have here at AGT. So they always put on a good show. Well, let's have a look at our qualifying results for Division 1. So it is Sharky lining up on pole with a 31-1. And then it is Pakitas lining up in second. We've got Barton in third, and Barton. Then we got Prying Stingray, Luke Smith in fourth. Justin Ladaway lining up in fifth for CP Motorsports. ADR Mo for Defy, your team, Max. He lines up in sixth. Very strong qualifying from him indeed. AGT K-Dot in seventh for Race Asylum. Then we've got just H. Clinton in eighth place. S2T Guilty in seventh. Matt McCallum. S2T Guilty in ninth, not seventh. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong number. Matt McCallum in 10th. X Stewart in 11th. I believe it's Xander, but I don't want to assume too bad, so I apologize if that's wrong. S2T, too many letters that sound the same. S2T Greedy in 12th. Will Bryant in 13th, and James Walbutton out of 14th was not allowed to participate in qualifying today. Had a qualifying ban after an incident in last week's qualifying, so he'll start from the back. But that is our qualifying results for today. Any standouts for you today in that session, Max?
I've seen Matt McCallum race a few times, and I've always seen him very, very rapid at the top. I'm not saying he's not rapid. The top 10 is no mean feat in Div 1, but I expect him to move potentially towards the top 5 during this race. So a lot of really quick guys in here. And Pakitas in P2, that's an amazing performance from him. I haven't raced him too much, but that's because he's way too quick for me. So no, it's such a stacked field. Just look at all the names, and they're all such quick drivers. This should shape up to be a really entertaining race.
Absolutely, and Pakitas, way too quick, and I believe only 13 years of age, if memory serves correct. So not only is he quick, but he's only going to get quicker because he's got a lot of driving left to do over the course of his life. Well, let's, without further ado, get stuck into what is race 2 of the evening, and it is round 2, race 2 for Division 1. And let's go racing for 24 laps around Dragon Trail Gardens. Here we are. There's your pole sitter on the screen. Sharky leading us down towards the start line. We have green flag. We are away for race 2 of the season, round 2 here at Dragon Trail Gardens. A great start for our pole sitter. Pakitas coming under pressure from Barton straight out of the gate here. The FR Racing driver and the JM Motorsports, I believe it is, coming under pressure from him in third. Then we've got Prying Stingray in fourth. We actually have no data. We're going to fix that real quick for you. I apologize. And now we have the data. There we go. And that is Justin Ladaway coming under pressure from Mo. ADR Mo already in this race to defy Ferrari, putting the pressure on the CP Motorsports Lamborghini in front. It is a great start for all of our drivers so far. It doesn't look like there's any major positional changes so far, Max, but everyone's gotten off to a clean start.
Everyone has gotten off to a clean start. These guys know how to race. They know the motions. They've all been doing it for a very long time, so they know getting their rhythm. Everyone here's quick. Everyone knows that. As we see Bryant go a bit wide there, but yeah, no biggie. He'll have a slipstream to gain all that time back anyway. But yeah, a very good start. A very clean start. Everyone's seeing nose to tail, and they'll probably just try to fuel save at this already, just to ideally shorten that pit stop when it comes. A lot of the quicker drivers potentially will try to force the hand to the top of the field. But yeah, no, very clean start. Very sensible. Very impressive.
Yeah, it's been great. Very contrast, I think, to the start of well, not maybe contrast to the start of Division 3. That was still quite exciting, that start. But here we go. Barton has a look down the outside, just ranges past the number 16 car of Pakitas. Does walk past him, and there he's up into second place, and now he's going to come under pressure from his teammate. And the two FR car drivers are going to go side by side, and Prying Stingray does win out on the run down towards turn 3. Justin Ladaway fancies himself a little bit of a look here, maybe up the inside, and Pakitas could continue to fall, but he holds on for now. And here we go. K-Dot's going to have a little look at Mo here, and they go side by side up towards the little chicane that we have at this part of the circuit, the first chicane. And Mo holds on for now, but that was some great side-by-side action between those two, and the elbows are out early.
That was super opportunistic from K-Dot there. Very clean, very good racing from the pair of them. They gave each other space. So just told Mo, just look out, buddy. I'm here. You make a mistake, I will be here. As we see Pakitas and Justin side by side going down to, I believe, turn 11. Justin with the inside line should just be very dominant here in taking the corner and just ideally just trying to barge his way through. As we see him do just that, and he's gonna, as he hits the curb, very aggressive. Don't want to do that, especially in these lower cars. These GT3 cars low very close to the ground. They do not like those sausage curbs being hit too hard. But he's got the job done. Pakitas will have that straight line speed advantage with the slipstream, and of course the Nissan's just very good straight line speed. So we should see a challenge going down to turn 1 Isaac.
Well, yeah, we'll see what this Ferrari can do. He's ranging up in behind. Oh, they both try and pull out. It was going to be 3 wide into turn 1. Pakitas gives Mo the space as they run through into turn 2. He holds the inside line, but it's going to be the outside. A little bit of side-to-side contact as Pakitas gets loose on the curb, and he will now fall in behind. And that is Sharky pulling all the way out. Not Sharky, sorry. That is Barton pulling all the way out to try and break the slipstream for Justin Ladaway. So he cannot get past up into third. But that's now Pakitas losing another spot and drops to 6th. So he continues to fall through his field. Now that is Mo and Justin going side by side. And Mo says, I want to keep moving forward. He's putting the moves on early. The Defy Motorsports driver, they were all getting the elbows out. It was a calm lap 1, and then it seems that all calmness has been abandoned after that, and elbows are very much out. K-Dot had a little bit of a look at Pakitas as well into the hairpin. Nothing doing there. This opens up for Clinton to have a look at the Race Asylum driver, but he just has a look to the outside now and falls back in behind. And it seems that, big curb clobber for Pakitas, but it seems that we're just trying to restore a bit of order now.
It seems to be struggling so much in its early phases. Look how close they all are. No contact seemed to be made. If it was very light, very marginal, but this has been such good racing. As we see one of the Ferraris, I believe that's Mo, getting very wide on the curb. That's a great save from him. That curb we saw in Div 3 was causing a lot of carnage. It's so easy to run wide there because you want to get the power so quickly out of that really long turn 14 corner. As we see Pakitas wide again. Is this K-Dot on his inside? Oh, this is worst comes to worst.
Clinton's gone!
Oh my goodness!
That was a huge accident for Clinton. Got loose on the curb, as we've seen so many drivers do. And that is heavy contact. He's got front and rear damage on that BMW, the Suck It Up Racing BMW, and that is huge. We'll try and jump back to this battle that is taking place at the front with Pakitas and K-Dot still going on, but that is huge for Suck It Up Racing and H. Clinton.
That is massive news for this race as a whole. He will potentially be able to make it to the end with another set of mediums and a full tank, as we disclosed earlier, but that is huge for these guys. It's very lucky they didn't get caught up, as K-Dot has another look down the inside again on Pakitas. These two will just not leave each other alone, as K-Dot seems to have a lot of pace early doors, and Pakitas just, he seems to be struck. Maybe he hasn't got the tyres working the way he wants to, but K-Dot with the inside line again. He'll look to the same way Justin did, just fire down the inside as a door-to-door, bit of contact. K-Dot, Pakitas more aggressive, more committed, under braking, sweeps from the outside. Very good move there. Very, they've kept it clean again. And Stuart, might be looking to make a move on K-Dot now after all this.
Yeah, well, very aggressive driving from both of these drivers at the moment. And it's opened up K-Dot now to come under pressure from X Stewart in front. That's K-Dot gone, so he is gone around. That is huge for K-Dot. He's facing the wrong way, and that is massive. He was performing so well, and all the way up the front. He's now got front-end damage, and I did touch on this earlier, Max Silver, but I believe on either Sunday or Monday, you picked K-Dot to be driver of the day, so the curse was put on him early.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, K-Dot. Please don't hold this against me. I did not intend for this. I did say that is an incredible move from Guilty while we're speaking. That was very cleanly, very well done. As a very opportunistic move on Stewart as he ran wide there. But this battle isn't done. But I did say on Sunday, as a half-jokingly, K-Dot, you will be my driver of the week next week. And I've seemed to have just given him the most almighty curse from the depths of hell. So I'm so sorry. That's just, he looks so promising.
You psyched him out before he'd even got anywhere near racing for the week. He'd already he had no hope coming in. The curse was already there. But that has taken a bit of the pressure off Paquitas as well, because that move from S2T Guilty, has held up Xander Stewart, and they've dropped back. So Paquitas is now just sort of sitting in no man's land and just running on his own again. So a chance for him to get back into his rhythm, find his pace. Mo and Justin, a little bit of the same at the moment. They've dropped off the back of Barton, and then Stingray sits in second. And then it's Sharky all the way out in front. He's just sort of disappeared into the distance in that in the Citroen. So he's just pulled away and gone, see you later, boys. I'm out.
He has been undeniably the fastest driver. He has just walked away from everyone. This has been a very strong drive. It's only lap 6, early doors, but that's also 6 laps. And you look at the gap, and that is not much time to make a very large gap. So he is looking very dominant, and that is a very nicely presented car. I'm not a massive fan of the Citroen, but that livery itself is beautiful. That is absolutely an eye-catching one, and he is just making it look even better the way he's driving. So he's looking really good to I don't want to curse anyone. I'll say he's going to look good for this race, and that's all I'm going to say. But no, he's doing a very good job so far.
I think
as he's proving to.
I think your strategy should be, Max, to look at the race results before we do the broadcast, and then only talk about the drivers that do well, and then you won't curse anybody.
It's not fun anymore, so I can't do that. No. These races have been awesome. It's only round 2, but 3 races we've watched so far have all been incredible. And just a touch notes, Paquita seems to be finding his rhythm again, catching up again. He set the fastest lap last lap, actually. So once the pressure's lifted, it's a common thing. The pressure gets lifted, and you find your own rhythm. Your pace comes back to you, and he's looking almighty fast now. And we see, just a touch on, Mo and Justin have both climbed up. They started 5th and 6th, I believe, and they both climbed up a spot together. And they seem to just be relatively working together just to keep pushing themselves forwards. So very sensible, very good racing from the pair of them. And yeah, they're both looking great.
And that's what those guys are relatively good at as well. Both veterans of this series, been here since the start, and they just sort of know they can work together for a little bit. Don't have to battle right now. It's only lap 7. There's a long way to go in this race, and working together will yield you a better result. And they're starting to range back up onto the back of Barton here for the last place on the podium. So that could come in handy very soon for both these drivers to start to look at a move on the man in front in the Citroen, the second Citroen in this field. And Paquita's just holding on at the moment. Guilty has started to pull away a little bit, not too much, from Xander Stewart, or ex-Stewart. I don't know. Again, I need to stop trying to pick people's first names just based on the letter. But I know Matt McCallum. I definitely know that is Matt McCallum. And James Walbutton, who started last in this race, is now all the way up into 10th. Kind of based on a series of unfortunate events for a couple other drivers, but still, starting last and moving up to 10th, he's doing well so far.
He definitely is. He's half the job of these, especially now that the race is longer, half the job is just keeping your nose clean and being there at the end. And that's also why you see a lot of these guys, maybe not all battling so much. If their pace is the same as the guy in front of them, they'll just work together, make their way forwards. And yeah, we see that quite often in especially Div 1, and it's another skill. Obviously, pace and racecraft is one skill, but keeping your nose clean is another one, and one that probably isn't talked about enough. So, yeah, he's doing a good job. He's found himself in P10, and that's it's not a bad spot to be at all.
K-Dot with the bold strategy of soft, so he's just going for pure pace at the moment. And I don't know how I feel about that call. I don't know if that's going to yield him necessarily the result that he wants, but it will definitely help him make up a little bit of time to those in front of him on those soft tyres. Done 32.3 on his last lap.
Yep, he's looking very quick, but they won't really go too far in this race. I don't think. Absolutely, they won't make it to the end. But he might just try to soft the race, maybe. I'm not sure. He can't really scrap much from this race with that tyre choice. I won't lie, but I mean, he's 3/10 up and he's already on the fastest lap. So if he can get a fastest lap in this race, he can at least go home with an award that someone else won't have. So kind of hating the strategy.
No,
go for it, K-Dot.
If I can't win, I'm taking fastest lap. That's the strategy, and I love it.
Respect it.
Yep. Respect indeed. Well, let's have a look. This is our race leader. Sharky still well out in front from Prying Stingray, just sort of walking away into the distance. And Prying Stingray is starting to be closed back up on by these three, who are beginning to work together now. So Justin maybe not necessarily making a move on Barton, but just all pulling each other along to start to bring a bit of pressure to Luke Smith in front. So Mo has a cheeky little look there, just a better line through the corner. Meant that he just looked a little bit more aggressive there through that triple apex corner, now through the first chicane. And that body language of that Ferrari is starting to look a little bit more aggressive as the laps go on. So maybe starting to get a bit impatient as he has a little look into the hairpin. And we could see a move sooner rather than later from the Defy driver.
We might just see him move down to this corner up here. We know, of course, Mo is on controller, so the tyre wear is a little bit high for him, so he might be trying to just get this move done quickly and then just abuse the tyres as much as he can to get as much pace. As he's looking down the inside now, that's a late move on the brakes, late braking rather, and that's a very good move. And Justin will try to just slot him behind, and he'll likely just work together as they have been before, just rolls reverse. And it's just a testament, actually, if you look at the mini-map at the top right of your screen, look at the gap Sharky has, and then P2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all so close to each other, but Sharky has just walked away. He is doing such a good job at the front. So, yeah, kudos to him.
He's doing an excellent job at the moment, and we talk about how crucial it is for drivers to work together, with Mo saying, well, I'm sick of being at the back, it's my turn to lead, and you have to be behind and help me. That has cost them time to Barton and also to Paquita, so they're further away from Barton and closer to Paquita, so they need to start getting back into the rhythm of working together again if they want to make that time back up. And we go on board now. Look at this helmet cam. Apologies if you get a bit motion sick, because the vibrations of the curbs around here is very aggressive on that incredibly stiff Ferrari suspension. You got a very nice feel that. I wonder if we'll get another, look at that, the curb usage there, and just riding the curb and just the vibration that runs through this car.
Yeah, I've got a somewhat of a history in this specific Ferrari. It's not my finest vehicle, I must say. Not in the race, at least. So it is very stiff. It doesn't like curbs, funny enough, and it doesn't like grass at all, believe it or not. Don't know what I'm alluding to there, but yeah, who knew? No, but Mo seems to have a lot of pace now. He lost time, of course, both him and Justin did, with that overtaking move that he did, but he seems to be just visually gaining back up to Barton, which is just about, it's what you want. You always want to obviously be the faster than the guys in front of you, but it'll be interesting to see if he actually tries to make something come of it, or if he's just going to sit behind.
Yeah,
so,
well,
we're coming up to phase 2, so
that will be interesting to watch. I do hear, Max, you're an expert when it comes to one lap pace at Road Atlanta in a Ferrari. I hear you're the man to turn to. And I did hear that the first 100 meters of that race was the best 100 meters in AGT history, and then it all came crashing down as soon as you had to
dominant
rotate.
100 meters in AGT history.
Then it all.
Nobody's done that. Nobody's done 100 meters better in the history of history.
The first 100
obviously,
meters.
Don't know what happened next. It's lost media, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure I won. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure you got to the first corner and went, oh no, I'm just going to go straight here. I think you decided that the track needed a redesign and we were just going to keep, you were good in a straight line, so we're going to keep going straight.
maybe you're right. There's no way to prove this, fortunately. No, I believe I finished somehow like 8 laps off the lead lap, which is unbelievable because the races back then were even shorter than what they are now. So, how I did that, we'll never know. Pole to 8 laps off the race in 10 laps time is unbelievable. As we see, Piquetas with a very aggressive late moving out from the slipstream, and I think that might have just been to spook McCullum more than anything, just to maybe set him up for these corners up ahead. So, very aggressive, very eager is Piquetas behind McCullum. But,
very eager indeed.
Yeah.
Just a note as well that he was 6th earlier and now he's all the way down in 9th. So he's had some sort of incident that's put him back in the field, and we see Prying Stingray now into the pit lane. So the other FR car, and he doesn't put any fuel in. So doing a bit of fuel saving there to make sure he didn't have to actually take any fuel and only tyres. At the pit stop, and now Piquetas is starting to come under pressure from James Walbutton as they run down towards turn 3. The very lovely sounding Mazda sounds a bit like one of the F1 cars from the early 2000s, and look how wide they get in the second phase of that double apex or triple apex corner. And this could be a problem for the FR driver. He's struggling, it seems, at the moment with those tyres. They're starting to go off and it's not going his way.
It's not, and I do believe the Nissan isn't it's middle sector, or turns 3 to turn 10 rather. It's not a strong suit, of course, and I haven't driven the Mazda too much, but it's definitely better. As we see, Walbutton with a very opportunistic move. Maybe there was a bit of contact. I didn't quite see properly, but he seems to have let him back through, so there might have been contact, and that was just a quick redress. So respectful racing. That's good to see. Yeah, Piquetas definitely struggling, and yeah. See what he can do from now on.
Yeah, we'll keep a very close eye on what he can do moving forward, but we'll have a quick look through this. Barton now comes into the lane, so the second of our front runners to come in and stop. What will he go for with tyres? He's splitting this race 50-50, just under half tank of fuel, so I'd imagine he needs a little bit of fuel here to make sure he definitely gets to the end of the race. Fuel going in up to 56 litres. Out he goes, whereas Prying Stingray already into turn 1. Soft tyres going on for Barton. So we saw this in the Div 3 race, Max, and we were told back in the Mazzanetti Centre of Data that they wouldn't last long enough for this to be effective. But with what is essentially 12 laps to go, Barton has put on a set of soft tyres.
Well, we'll see who's more correct. Barton or Mr. Danetti. Well, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised at the call for the softs. I would have expected if you go to softs, you'd wait out maybe 2 more laps, so you don't have to tyre save as much. But well, I'm sure he knows something that we absolutely do not. We saw in Div 3 a lot of soft tyre runners to the end, and they seem to have a lot of pace. So yeah, I think with tyre management and lower fuel loads, you can expect these guys to be pretty much flat out to the end of the race with a bit of managing in between.
I definitely tend to agree, as we see Sharky now into the pits. So our race leader has come in. Mo will inherit the race lead. So stop the count, ladies and gentlemen. A Defy car is in the lead of the race, and contractually, our Dusty now has to do a nice little run up and down pit lane. And I'll let you use your imagination to work out the rest of the details there. Soft tyres going on for Sharky. But I am told contractually, if Defy Motorsports does win a race, then you have to do a run up and down pit lane. So hopefully Mo can hold on. Maybe we have a red flag here and we have to call it there.
Suddenly, I'm about to say Mo wants to win this race, or he will win this race. No.
Break the contract, put the curse on Defy.
Please, curse. Do me good. Don't let me down now.
It's a double podium at the moment for Defy, so they're doing well, but remember, both drivers yet to stop. So soft tyres went on as well for Sharky, if we can just be serious for a moment and talk about business. And he's now putting pressure on Matt McCallum in front. So this is a car that's yet to stop in Matt McCallum. He doesn't have to make it easy, though, for Sharky. And he does look up the inside, and the grip of those softs will make it relatively simple for him to get past the Kiwi pit lane Nissan. And he will now push on. He's got Xander Stewart next, but he's got him a little bit up the road, so not an immediate worry for the man that's provisionally leading this race. So it must mean look at the curb usage from both Nissans there, getting up in the air. That's like supercars level two-wheel action. And now Paquitas has a little bit of a look at Matt McCallum on the exit, on the rundown towards the final corner, turn 14. And they got the hazards on for Matt McCallum, so maybe something going on. Both drivers, though, into the pit lane. So S2T guilty, Matt McCallum and Paquitas all into the lane.
Yeah, expected Paquitas to come in. He seemed to be a bit struggling, just a bit come the end of that stint. It's a bit like beaten Div 3. He has super quick, but maybe the consistency just isn't quite there. We did see him drop down to 9th, as you touched on before. So I do expect him to make his way up towards the front of this field once again with his softer tyres. Hopefully he resets as they come out side by side out the pit lane, and he's going to force the move down the inside as S2T Greeny goes wide. Almost unforced there, I believe, so that's interesting. Maybe just missed the braking marker, but Paquitas out the pit lane, very aggressive, very good move, and has put himself up to P9, and he will look forward to try to catch up to Barton and Guilty ahead of him.
But I do want to note there that Paquitas is on the medium tyre and Matt McCallum is on the soft tyre. So there is going to be, once those tyres come up to temperature, a bit of a pace disparity between the two, and hopefully Matt McCallum will be able to find a place around here to overtake and actually take advantage of the pace difference that those soft tyres do yield you. Because if he spends too long sitting behind, those tyres will fall away, and then he won't be able to make advantage of it because the medium tyre will come back into being the stronger tyre. Well, Justin Ladaway is now into the lane. Speaking of medium tyres, he'll come in for a stop. Mo continues on again, so he is running everything he can possibly out of those medium tyres, lapping a 33.7 on the previous lap, 33.5. And a 32 flat for Sharky. Barton has the fastest lap of the race with a 31.8. So there's pace galore at the moment for these drivers. And where is Justin Ladaway? I believe he's come out. He's put on the soft tyre. So most drivers now, I would think anyway, pitting at this point, will put on the softs.
I'd expect to as well. I was surprised. I thought within 10 laps, I believe that was our Mr. Donetti guide. 10 laps is within that, from the finish, is what you expect the soft tyres to do. So I am surprised Paquitas, maybe he's just worried about tyre weight, rather more consistent. As we see Stewart down the inside, Paquitas goes wide to try to get a wider entry to the corner. He'll sweep it out wide if he can. Stewart down the inside, he's just going to keep forcing it, and he does get the move done. It's very good. Stewart will go wide, and Paquitas will try to get the outside line, but you can't really do anything with the outside line here, unless he's super brave, as he is. Over the curb goes Stewart, and Paquitas regains the position. So great racing from the pair of them. Very good from Stewart to get on the curb and then regain it without any contact. So good racing all around.
That's actually smart from Stewart, because his teammate, Matt McCallum, is right behind. So I think they thought if they could hold him up a little bit, then there was a potential to work together and both gain a position out of that. But Paquitas does hold on for now, and now Matt McCallum is going to apply the pressure to his Kiwi pit lane teammate. Mo finally into the lane. So he does now stop in this race. And where will he come out? Where is Justin Ladaway coming along the front straight now? Fuel going in for Mo. Justin, though, goes past pit exit. There is Mo. So he does lose out. The undercut has worked for Justin Ladaway, but the fresher tyre will be in favour of Mo. So there'll be a lap tyre difference between those two drivers. And we'll see what happens as this race wears on. We've got lap 17, so 8 laps to go, 7 when they cross the line in this race. And Matt McCallum has now got past his teammate of Xander Stewart, and will try and set after Paquitas once again to get himself back up into 8th place. A bit of a up and down season so far for Matt McCallum. He's either qualified quite well and then not had the race result, or he's not qualified well, which he did today, qualified in 10th, but then looked pretty speedy in the race.
He has looked quite fast this race, and with the soft tyres on to the end as well, I do expect him to catch back up to Pakitis, and potentially for Warburton, who has... Warburton's having a very silent and very strong race here. Started dead last, did Warburton, and he's in P7 in the Mazda. As we see Pakitis get a half-second penalty. That might just drop him behind Matt McCallum. I
don't know if Matt McCallum is close enough. He is not too far behind. But we'll have to keep a close eye on whether that's actually going to be enough. Or Pakitis will lose out here to Matt McCallum behind. We've approached the slowdown zone, which is on the front straight here. So it's in a very awkward spot if you're trying to defend a position, because you've got the heavy braking zone all the way down the end, the potential for you to get past. So he does slow down. Here comes Matt McCallum. Is he going to be close enough? I don't think he will be this time around, but he's certainly going to be a lot closer, and now well within slipstreaming range of the Nissan GTR in front. So car versus car. It's the same car with a Lamborghini behind as well. So the three-way battle now commences for the last place inside the top 8. We talk about how most races, most series, you look at the top 10, and that's great, but with 16 cars at most in a lobby in Gran Turismo, usually the top 8 is where you want to be. Here we go, Matt McCallum, speaking of that, has a little bit of a look. There's a bit of side-to-side contact between Pakitis and McCallum. Oh, the double overtake around, one up the inside, one around the outside, and they've both gotten past the FR Racing car. Not only that, Xander Stewart has gained 2 places in one corner because he's gotten past Pakitis and his teammate in Matt McCallum, and Pakitis has lost 2 places. Matt McCallum hasn't lost or gained anything.
That was like a mix of Stephen Bradbury with Stewart gaining positions and like motor racing ballet. They just 3 wide and they got the job done very clean as Pakitis smacks the curb so aggressively but gets away with it. Doesn't seem to lose any time, but these guys are pushing so hard, and that was one of the most amazing bits of racecraft I've seen from all 3 of those. That was really cool.
It was quite excellent, wasn't it? They did really well to hold on to that. So I'm quite impressed with the driving display that they have showed so far today, and they'll continue on now. K-Dot in 11th place on fresh Airsoft, so he'll run to the end now, and he's setting after Pakitis, but that's a long way away. So we'll see if that can yield anything for him. Let's check further up the front. With our leaders of this race, we don't really give them a lot of screen time today because there hasn't been a lot happening for them. Sharky's just sort of run away with this. And then Prying Stingray on the mediums is not too far ahead, I should say, of Barton. We're starting to close in with those soft tyres. Are starting to get to the point where they are letting go now. So we did say 10 laps. It's been, what lap did he come into the lane? Lap 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is lap 7 for these tyres. So he's starting to get to the pointy end of where you're asking a lot of the tyre. 34.6 on the previous lap. What is it going to be this time by for the JM Motorsports driver as they run down towards the line? He is still relatively close to Luke Smith in front, but I don't think he's going to have the pace in his 7th. So 32.6. Justin Ladaway and Mo is putting in quick lap times, a 32.2 that time by. That's his fastest lap of the race so far, a 32.8 for Justin, so a 6/10 difference, and Mo is on a charge.
Mo is on charge. He's looking very good. Currently, I don't want to jinx. Don't get angry at me if anything happens, okay? But no, he's looking very good on these fresher softs. He's looking to try and catch up to the back of Justin, and hopefully he can just put pressure on. There is not too much time left in this race, but ideally he'd like to make something happen to get a top 4 result, which would be extremely good given where they came from. As he goes purple by just smallest of margins. As you look at the bottom left of the leaderboard there, Sharky with a 31.3 and Mo with a 32.2. That is a absolute gulf of a lap time difference. Sharky has been flying. Like that is dominance to another level. This is like, with balanced performance, that is a huge gap, but Mo seems to be catching and closing that gap on these fresher softs. So he's looking good. Justin also looking pretty solid as Mo keeps improving on his lap time. So we expect a pretty close battle in the end of this race here.
Well, he's looking like he's going to end up in the 31s this time by if he keeps going. Oh, massive power slide on the exit of 13 down towards 14. There's nothing left in terms of the limits of grip in that Ferrari at the moment. He's pushing as hard as he possibly can to catch the man in front, Justin Ladaway. This battle could be on sooner than we expect. A 32.7, a 31.5, 1.2 seconds quicker than the man in front on the previous lap. And Mo is putting pedal to the metal at the moment. Speaking of putting pedal to the metal, 32.4 plays a 33 flat on the previous lap for Walbutton and Guilty. So that battle is starting to heat up now for 6th place in this race. Xander Stewart has started to pull away a little bit, not too much from Matt McCallum. Pakitas is sticking with them at the moment, but no one's really looked like making any moves. But the battle that we're trying to keep our focus on that's starting to shape up is this one. Battle for the podium, not really coming to fruition at this stage. They're not too far away from each other, probably just over a second, but I believe those tyres are starting to get to a point where it's a bit trickier, and Prying Stingray is still slower, but I think it's going to start to come back to him very shortly.
Prying Stingray is on the medium tyre, so he should be more consistent towards the end. And yeah, as you say, we would expect the further we get to the end of this race, the more his tyres will enter their own comparatively against the softs. So he's looking good. Barton will be not displeased at a podium, and P4 and P5, Justin and Mo coming from 5th and 6th, I believe I said earlier as well. So they've had a great race, the pair of them, and these two are actually, Barton still seems to be catching up, as we seem to have hinted that they wouldn't be catching each other, but no, he seems to be doing a very good job just getting any last bit of tyre life out of those tyres. But yeah, I really don't expect him to maintain P2, and that's no discredit to him, that's just how the tyre game works.
Yeah, well, that is certainly how the tyre game works. And speaking of the tyre game, look at Justin's front left, look at Mo's front left. They're pretty, not massively different, but there is enough difference there that there's clearly more grip in the Ferrari at the moment, and that's evident by the lap times we're seeing at the moment with sorry, I went the wrong way, 32.4 plays a 31.8, so a 6/10 difference on the last lap alone, and Mo is getting very close to the back of this CP Motorsports Lamborghini and a 4th place in this race. So do not go anywhere. We've only got 2 laps to go when we cross the line, and much like the first race, we've got a battle for not necessarily the back end of the podium this time. There's battles going on here for the podium as they closing in on each other. This is not really getting further apart, is it? But neither is this one in the background. Look at, a little bit loose from the Defy Motorsports driver, and it looks like, Max, we could have 2 battles on our hands with only a handful of laps to go yet again today.
It does seem intense, doesn't it? This track seems to breed last lap encounters, doesn't it? We saw in Dip 3 the most outrageous last lap battle. It was the most outrageous race, full stop, but the most outrageous last lap maybe ever, as Mo, very deep, very aggressive on the brakes. If he pulled that up, that is incredible. Here, he carried so much more speed compared to Justin. He seems to have gained a lot of time, so he's really putting that Ferrari to work, and he is putting the pressure on Justin, as is Barton on Prying Stingray. So look how close they are now. This is looking very, very spicy.
Yeah, I don't know which battle to look at. I don't think our director does either. we're moving all over the place at the moment, trying to find where we should be, and I think we're going to stick with this one for now. Look at these two still going at it, very close together as they run through the first chicane on the run down to the hairpin. Now Mo, will he have a little bit of a look into the hairpin? No, not close enough this time around. Does take the wider line though to give himself a bit of a better exit. Has a much better exit than the CP Motorsports Lamborghini, and here we go. He's right in the slipstream. Justin covers the inside line. Mo's going to have to take the outside line if he wants to get past here. on the way into the chicane now. A very aggressive curb usage, very inside curb usage. I think that's a car around. It is. Justin's facing the wrong way. He's into the wall, and he's going to have to back it up and get it out very quickly, and he does. But that was into the wall for Justin Ladaway. A lot of curb usage in the second phase of that chicane, and he has a little bit too much, which has unsettled the car. As you mentioned earlier, Max, these cars are so low to the ground, so any little bit of disturbance in the aero can bring them unstuck, and it's certainly done that. And this little drama now is going to open up Wall Button to have a look at SG2 Guilty for 6th place. Justin could be under threat to lose more positions here as you run into turn 1 and 2 around the outside from Wall Button. This is a brilliant move on the Defy Motorsports. Oh, a little bit of side-to-side contact. They're going to go into the wall. They've both kept it out of the wall somehow. What is going on with the final lap of these races? SG2 Guilty holds on for now. Wall Button has a little bit of a look into the triple apex left-hander, and he will get the move done up into 6th place.
That was unbelievable. How did they not go into the wall, both of them there? That around the outside move from Wall Button, unbelievable. And then the contact without impact with the wall, also unbelievable. These races have been like Hollywood wouldn't even make this. Like, this is unbelievable. This is Bollywood-esque. Like, this is this is unbelievable. Like, these races, as we see, Barton very close to the back of YouTube prying Stingray once again.
Well,
Sharky.
I'll say Sharky now is going to cross the line, and that is it. He's going to win the race. He's race win for Sharky and Race Asylum in round 2 here. And Prying Stingray, he's done a lot of work to hold on with those medium tyres, but he has done it. He will hold on for 2nd place over Barton, and Mo Salazar in 3rd or 4th place will come home for Defy Motorsports. Justin Ladaway will hang on after that late spin and finish in 5th. He'll be very frustrated knowing a 4th place could have been on there. Wall Button from last on the grid finishes in 6th place. S2T Guilty in 7th, and then Xander Stewart and Matt McCallum in 8th and 9th. AGT K-Dot will come home after a massive spin early. Will come home for a top 10 finish. Let's go and have a look at our full results now. What a race that was. Let's have a look at our full race results. So Sharky comes home for the race win, the Race Asylum driver. 1st place, 30 points coming his way. Prying Stingray in 2nd, just holds on over Barton. One more lap, he might have got him, you never know. ADR Mo holds on for 4th place, was catching those two actually at the end as well, so he was on a charge even after that battle with Justin Ladaway. And Justin comes home in 5th after that heavy spin in the chicane at the 2nd phase of that chicane. Used too much curb. James Walbutton started in 14th place, comes home 6th. What a drive and what a result after a difficult week last week in round 1. He'll be very happy with that 6th place result today. S2T Guilty comes home in 7th place. And another strong result for Defy. 2 cars in the top 8 for Defy Motorsports today, so well done. X Stewart comes home in 8th place, just over his teammate, his Kiwi pit lane teammate, Matt McCallum, in 9th. AGT K-Dot in 10th. Will Bryant, 11th. S2T Greeny in 12th. Then Pakitas a lap down, had a few issues at the end of the race, and finished in 13th. And then H. Clinton obviously did not finish this race, so finishes 14th. But Max, what a race. What a finish. And both lobbies, not short of action, I should say, today. So we'll get some thoughts from you about the end of that race as a whole, and then your driver of the day as well.
Oh man, both divisions really delivered this week, didn't they? That was some really, really good racing, like up and down the field too. And I'm very impressed that K-Dot, he had a massive spin, and then I believe he pitted twice, right, for 2 fresh sets of softs. So he's done that, and he's come back, and he's only 45 seconds off the leader with a top 10 finish. So that's a brilliant comeback from him. Mo, with a brilliant finish as well. He had some insane pace. And, of course, my driver of the day, Sharky, like, just such a dominant display. He finished 14 seconds up the road in a BOP series. That is very, very impressive. And he never really seemed like a threat at all. He might not have even been pushing the entire time. Like, that was he just had it all under control. Like there was never a worry. So just that sheer dominance is why he's my driver of the day.
Yeah, he was quick. I don't know if I can give him my driver of the day. I am going to give my driver of the day point to James Walbutton. As we mentioned, started last after not being allowed to participate in qualifying, finished sixth. And that's just a testament to how well he drove, consistently he drove, and the pace that he had in that car today to finish in sixth place. And he drives a Mazda, and I'm very impartial to a Mazda. So definitely giving him my point for driver of the day today because he drove absolutely brilliantly. Well, what a day of action we have had today, Mr. Max Silver. Action aplenty across both divisions. Definitely no shortage of highlights for us to go back and watch later on. What is your take on the action we've seen here today, and what are you looking forward to as we move into, I'll have to confirm what the round is next week, but as we move into round 3 next week, what are you looking forward to seeing as we head into that next round?
Well, these two races were unbelievable. So I'm looking forward to that exact same thing next week. No pressure to the drivers, by the way. But I cannot wait. I have no words. Like Div 3 was unbelievable. Like I still haven't wrapped my head around what actually happened from start to finish. Unbelievable. Beat with a spin and then the podium at the end. And then Div 1 was just extremely clean, extremely good racing, start to finish as well. So oh yeah, no words. It looks to be amazing, and also can't wait for Matt Donato to be back because I have missed him so much.
Yes, well, we all miss Matt Tonetti, and quick thank you to Matt as well. He did a lot of preparation for this week. He was ready. He was so ready to go to get in the commentary box, and then unfortunately, he has obviously come down with the flu and is not well. So we hope that he feels better soon, and obviously we'll see him back next week. But we were fed a lot of information that he'd done in his preparation for this round, and he was very excited to talk all about it and just be a bit of a racing nerd, if you will. And unfortunately, he's had to pass that off to us, who we put numbers in front of us and we go, oh yep, that's a number. But he's very technical in that sense and puts a lot of time and effort in, and I'm sure he'll be very much the same for next week, putting in, getting all the numbers ready to go, and he'll be able to present them himself next week. And also, he'll be back in the commentary box with us, so we have someone else here to keep us sane, Max. But nevertheless, thank you very much for joining me this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in the commentary box yet again, and we'll see you next week for Sardinia A. So we're going to the Italian countryside next week.
Cannot wait. That should be an absolute gem of a round.
Definitely should be. It's that turn 13 can catch a few drivers out, but that'll do it for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate your company. We hope that you enjoyed the coverage here on AGT TV, and we'll see you same time next week for round 3. We go racing at Sardinia next week. But for now, my co-host obviously has been Max Silver. My name has been Isaac Fogarty. I've been touted as the voice of AGT. I still don't know how I feel about that. I'll get back. I'll look into it and I'll get back to you. But I have been Isaac Fogarty. Thank you so much for your company. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.